thanks for joining me today. I love that you're here, and I want everyone to sort of get a chance to get to know the two of you. So maybe you could tell us a little bit, Adam, about the two of you.
About the two of us. Well, just to kind of tack on to the whole awesome vibe, just a funny little anecdote. At our wedding, I decided to, yeah, she's laughing already. I decided to sing to my wife using her dad as my guitarist. And I prepared a song that was outside of my range. And to be honest, I mean, most songs are. I'm not a singer, but it was the thought that counted. And the song was her favorite song. So I chose to sing it. And now the word awesome comes up in that song roughly about 122 times. So just to kind of throw that in there as well. But yeah, no, we're a couple that I think we've always gone by our gut and always have just kind of really just, if it felt right, we just went for it, regardless of what anyone else thought, said, felt about anything. And, that's it literally is from the beginning where we met. I mean, we met and then literally fell in love at first sight, but didn't tell each other. And, and then we were engaged 2.5 months after we met. And people thought we were
you guys are a very unique couple because you're so in sync with everything that you do.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. We try. I mean, we're also human. So, we have our moments, but for the most part, yeah, we are very in sync, I think.
Yeah, we really are. And I think when we met too, we looked at each other and we said, hey, like, you just be you, I'll just be me, and we'll just see where this goes. And I think we both knew that we wanted to, our spiritual evolution to be the first and foremost of our relationship.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's one of those things where we've both been in plenty of relationships before, and a lot of the times, actually, I want to say almost all the time, when you first meet someone, I think it was Chris Rock who said it, you're not dating the person, you're dating their representative, right?
It's so true.
Yeah. And so many times you're trying to be what you think the other person wants you to be instead of simply being yourself. And the reason that relationships like that break down is because you're literally suppressing so much of yourself because you're afraid of being rejected. And all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure because the other person's falling in love with someone that doesn't actually exist. And so then by the time you can no longer keep up the charade, 8-9 months into the relationship, all of a sudden that's where all the issues start to happen. And so we were blessed in that we both kind of looked at each other and said, let's just be who we are. And if this works, great. And if it doesn't, okay, no problem.
No pressure.
But at least we know that we came into this eyes open as individuals who are looking to be in a relationship together and build something together, as opposed to, there was never a you complete me vibe in this relationship at all. That's a whole bunch of baloney.
That is a bunch of baloney. You know what? And there was something that you said there, and it's quite, you be you and I'll be me. And, you guys are a couple. I've been single for a long time. And when I do go out, on dates, when I finally do go on a date, it's really funny because usually that first date, they're like, so what are you looking for? That question will come up and I'll just be like, nothing, just be yourself. Right.
Exactly.
And that freaks people out. Like they're used to getting that whole laundry list of, I want this and I want this and I want someone who's like this. And I remember one guy say, he seemed so disappointed that I didn't have a list. And I was just like, you know what though? How about you just be yourself? And if it works for me, that's great. And I'll just be me. And if that works for you, then that's great. And I just don't have a list. And I think that people don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, that's a true statement. I think a lot of people, take their cues from other people, and so, for example, you give that list, right? And then the other person tries to live up to that list. But they'll only try to live up to that list for as long as you're trying to live up to their list. And so then as soon as there's a disconnect between the lists, then there's well, you're not doing this for me, so I don't want to do this for you. And it's well, but that's not what a true relationship is supposed to be.
Right.
So we actually had some friends who tried to stage an intervention when they found out that we were engaged. And
actually just one friend.
Whatever. We don't talk to them anymore. You know, when something's in alignment, then it's in alignment, and that'll stay in your energy field, right? Or in your vibration.
Yeah.
But if it's out of alignment, it's going to fade away no matter what. So
right.
I think that's a really good lesson for anyone out there who's kind of going, well, I want to be in a relationship. To be like a little bit crude, but also very true. I always say, and this is so, love is like a fart. If you have to force it, it's true. You just got to allow it to be, you know, like don't try to force the fit. Because if you force the fit, it's usually, you can rhyme that one. At the end of the day, not everything's going to line up. I mean, I consider our relationship to be about as perfect as it can be. And even in that, you know, we have our stuff. We have our things where we disagree, where we get into little arguments here and there. But at the end of the day, what I can tell you is that neither one of us has ever called each other a name. We've never name called. We've never insulted the other person's intelligence. We've never put the other person down. We've never, you know, it's always like about the disagreement, and then knowing that the overarching theme is we're a team. We're in this together no matter what. So whatever's going on right now, like we'll work it out. But we just have to figure out what the issue is and then work it out. And if we're too heated, we'll take time. Like I'll go to a different room. She'll go to a different room. I'll go, you know, for a run or whatever, like, and then we'll come back and meet in the middle. And usually I'll just be like, I'm sorry. And then, you know, we'll move on. So,
well, I think because we've taken divorce off the table, it's not like it's ever going to get to that point, because we've chosen to love each other on a spiritual level, and to, you know, if things come up, we'll always just work through it and find a way. So I think that feels really good. And I want that for everybody.
It's really interesting. I actually, you know, before Cherise and I met, I had fallen into, I've been down a spiritual path since I was 18 years old. And, but really very quickly before we met, I had taken a yoga class. It's probably, I want to say like 4 or 5 months before we met. And I loved it. And I was like, I really want to do more of this. This feels really good. And so I came back and I was looking for yoga classes, and I was working out at LA Fitness at the time, and they had a yoga class. And not to knock LA Fitness if they're still in business. I have no idea. No, I'm just teasing. But not to knock LA Fitness. But, you know, I went to the class and it was just like, oh, this was terrible. And maybe it was just the one teacher. But I remember going, I really want to find like a good yoga class. And then when we met, it was one of those things where she was like, I teach yoga. You should come check out my class. And I'm like, yeah. And so I took her class, and you can tell the story about it afterwards. But I after leaving my puddle of sweat on the ground, I was like, this is amazing. And she's like, yeah, I just finished, you know, my teacher training, and would you, you know, and I was like, can I sign up? And literally within 2 classes, I was already in the teacher training. And, you know, 3 months later, I got my 200-hour, well, actually it took a little longer than that, but I ended up completing my 200-hour yoga and Ayurveda teacher training. And it was amazing.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, we have our free Ayurveda course up right now, which is awesome. And we have a relationship course that we have just the last part to add, and then it should be up pretty soon.
It's a 4-part course where we give people the ability to kind of look at what their relationship is, if they're in one, and find a way to make it better. And also how to attract the relationship if you're not in one and you're looking for one.
Right.
And it's a 4-week thing. And if you do the actual exercises and really, really live it, you're going to see changes in your life. There's no question about it. We are living proof. And there's so many different stories, but we're living proof that when you just leap, the net appears. Like it really, really does. If you believe and just go, you know what? I have this gut feeling that this is what I'm supposed to do. How's it going to happen? Don't know, but we're going to make it work.
Right.
And it's not even make it work. We're going to allow it to work. It's going to be great. Even if you don't see the top of the staircase, each step will appear in front of you as you go. And it's literally like a magical staircase. I know that's a weird way to put it, but
no, it's true. It's about having faith, right? You just got to have the faith.
It's true. And as long as you're doing, I believe, like your daily work or your daily discipline, I think you have to put your foot forward with that and let the results come from that daily discipline, that daily practice. And we give a lot of tips and tools that you can use in the course, and including meditations and things. So Yeah, well, it's a part of yoga. It's amazing because we learned it in our yoga and Ayurveda training, and there's so many different things that you can do for the face, including breath work and just different things that you're, moving on your face and working your face, because your face has muscles just like every other part of your body, and so you want to train it as well. So It's going to be a really fun course. I've kind of already planned it out, and it's going to be something for everyone, and it's going to be something that you could use on a daily basis and use the practices, and it's fun. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that too. I love what you put together. It's honestly amazing. And, kudos to you, Ayse, amazing.
So if you were going to give somebody a tip right now on one of your most favorite topics, what would that be?
I would go Ayurveda for me.
Okay.
I think the most important thing, like a wonderful tip that you can use in your life, when you get up in the morning, use a tongue scraper. It's so great for so many reasons, and you can order it on Amazon or whatever, but it starts your body off. It lets your body know you're ready to digest, and you get rid of all that. They call it in Ayurveda ama, which is like a buildup of toxins from overnight, and you just get rid of it. And then I would just have some water with lemon, because it's a great way to start the day. How about you?
Mine actually would be more of a mindset tip, which is straight up just, no, seriously, yeah, just let go. Whatever you're holding on to from yesterday, from 10 minutes ago, from whatever you're projecting into just let go. Let go. Be where you are. Be in the moment. Let go. Take a deep, deep breath and just let go and trust that it's all going to work out. I'm not saying ignore the moments. I'm not saying that anything's perfect either, even though everything is perfect in its own imperfection, and let that one sink in for half a sec. But but the fact of the matter is that, when I say let go, I mean, that doesn't mean like, okay, everything's crumbling, let me go for a walk and, let me, go karting or whatever. I'm saying let go of the need to control it. Let go of the need to stop whatever it is that's happening from happening. Obviously, like if it's a life-threatening thing, take action, but take action in everything. So in other words, when I say let go, I mean, stop worrying. I mean, stop stressing over it, because worrying and stressing over it, it's again, in the words of Baz Luhrmann, it's like trying to solve an algebra problem by chewing bubblegum. You're not doing anything. You're just losing today's peace. So don't let it disturb your peace. It doesn't mean don't take action to correct it. It doesn't mean don't allow yourself to feel the emotion of, oh man, I wish that would have happened differently. Okay, you know what? It didn't. This is where I'm at. Let me move from here. That's what I mean by let go. So many people get stuck in the rudders of, this isn't happening the way I want it, and I'm angry, and I'm really upset, and I'm going to take it out on everyone around me, and I'm going to be upset in my actions going forward. And all you're doing is bringing that energy into the new thing that you're creating, which sets it up to fail. So when I say let go, I'm saying, okay, this is happening. This is the reality. I'm accepting this reality because this is what's happening. But you know what? I'm still going to be at peace. I'm still going to do my best. Yep. Yes, it's a pain in the butt, but I'm going to go for it, and it's going to be okay. And so it's more of a mindset shift as opposed to anything else changing in your external world. However, when you change that mindset and you have that shift, your external world changes along with it.
Even when we're in our path, even when we're living our mission, things will show up.
Yes.
They always do.
You still need to take care of number one.
Yeah.
You still got to take care of yourself, and the obstacles will still show up, which I've now recoined opportunities with a challenge.
That's right. And I want to say something about letting go too. Like when you were saying you were crying, and like that's letting go.
That
like
is really
letting those emotions go. And I think that's amazing. And I learn it mostly from children, like even our son, it's like if he's upset about something, he'll cry. And then it's like he's on to the next thing. He's not holding on to it. And like, well, I was crying about this. Like, you know what I mean? He's just like, nope, I'm on to the next thing. And so I think that's just like fully let go, like accept that and like let those emotions go and just keep moving forward and keep that mindset. So I think it's beautiful that you let yourself go, you let it go, and you're back up.
So glad that you guys are with us, and thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm really, really excited for the students to get to know you.
Oh, we're excited too. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you everyone for joining us, and
Namaste.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.